Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to a live reaction um, by Hot Toys. They just dropped some crazy stuff. I'm realizing my mic also. Let's get into this breaking news by Hot Toys. No, there we go. Anyways, if someone tunes in, let me know if I sound fine because it's freaking out on the back end over here. But let's see here. We have some breaking news. Let's cue this screen here. Actually, we'll wait a few minutes. We'll see if people tune in. Okay, Nerf Me says we're good. Okay. For some reason it's not popping up on YouTube, but okay, we're good. Perfect. So I was lying in bed enjoying my evening, and we got honestly news that was so crazy I almost didn't believe it was real because if you've followed Hot Toys for any amount of time, we'll actually start here. Poe Dameron is like I think I think it might actually be like the longest figure that I can recall that's been on the graveyard that I pretty much almost couldn't believe it would ever be made. Um I like the character. I actually really like The Force Awakens. Um but I know it's a pretty divisive film. But damn, this looks pretty fucking good. Actually, let's add some music since it's just me and I don't wanna have some awkwardness. Let's lower that a bit. But yeah, May the 4th, we got Poe Dameron. And this was so crazy of a drop that I kind of was like, is can this be real? Like, is this AI? Is this fucking Chat GPT? But no, it's real. We had seen a teaser photo years ago. I wanna say conservatively, like I think 4 years ago it might have been. In fact, let me look this up. Hot Toys Poe. It was a photo of like his chest, like not of the head, and he was standing in front of an X-wing, and like they showed him at Celebration, but it's not uncommon for them to show figures like that. Yeah, I'm not finding the date. I probably should have had this before I went live, but that's okay. Um, and even in the past, it was kind of funny because they would show Oscar Isaac at different conventions, like in the Hot Toys booth, and then it was kind of like, well, where's Poe? And then we got Mr. Knight, and then everyone thought, well, could Poe be back on the table? And apparently it was. Apparently it was. I don't know. I don't know if I love the portrait without the helmet, but with the helmet, dude, it looks stellar. It looks stellar. What's up, Danny Lee, the collector, Curtis Booth, Roberto? Does my mic sound fine, Danny? You probably know a bit better. I don't know. It looks fine on like the graphic display that we get in StreamYard, but Danny, you probably know better than most. Um, I would say the body looks a bit too thin. If I had to critique, I don't know. He looks kind of skinny here. Let's look at Poe Dameron episode 7. Yeah, there's a ton of cool stuff today. This reminds me a few years ago when I think it was an After Dark, and it was just like banger after banger. It was crazy. Yeah, you see, he's like kind of not. I mean, he's obviously like a thin dude, but he's not like really skinny. He's got a little bit of a frame to him. And I think this is too skinny, if I had to say. BB-8, awesome. Love to see it. I like the gloves. I think they look a bit stiff, but hopefully that's something that you can, treat somehow. But yeah, I really like the flight suits in episode 7. So, big fan of this. I don't know. I like the portrait and the helmet better than I do without, but it is late. Maybe my brain's not working. You do get that adjustable visor, which I thought went down a little further in the movie, but it's been a long time since I've seen episode 7, so I could be incorrect there. We also got, now this one is, let's look at the translation here. The Let's see. The retail price is Hong Kong 1690. Oh, that's the booking price. So, what's up, Clinton? There's a lot of cool stuff, man. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to talk about here in a second. But yeah, so this one, I don't believe this one is limited quantity. Let's see here. I mean, there's a ton of stuff tonight. So, we also got Jar Jar, which, you know, we've seen that prototype often. And yeah, I mean, he looks pretty good. I know, I think it was Ben was saying he was hoping he would go seamless, and in this case, it looks like they gave you the silicone arms. Love that fucking, the display ability, because you got the interchangeable face sculpts, which I'm glad that you know, they didn't do an articulating jaw, because we've seen Hot Toys struggle with that in the past. But you also get 2 pairs of eyes that interchange. You get the little electrical ball. I actually don't know what that's called, but you get the little electrical ball thing, which looks really good. I don't know if that's a little bit of Photoshop trickery, but I don't know if it's going to be that bright IRL. But yeah, this character has a ton of expressiveness in that portrait, and these arms look really good. Mitchell says he'd only get Jar Jar. Yeah, outfit looks pretty good. The body looks pretty good. It looks about as lanky as I remember. I wonder if we'll ever get like a Senator Jar Jar for episode 3. I don't know if a lot of people would, you know, pick that look over this one. Like, I should have a figure fall. It's crazy. That's awesome. It looks really good, actually. I like that a lot. And look at me stomping on the battle droid. Does he come with a battle droid? I didn't see that in the accessories. Am I? That's crazy that they would put that in the pictures, but he doesn't come with one. That's kind of weird. Do they do that? Like, I haven't seen that before, but I could be wrong. The teeth look so good. Oh my god, they look like a translucent resin. They look awesome. And Jar Jar, let's see. I don't believe he is limited either. Let me double check with the translation. So magnetic. Oh, a magnetic tongue and a head. Yeah, I like this a lot. I do like this a lot. And this is pre-order May 3rd. Boy, it's been a long day. Sorry, I'm real tired. We also got to see the Hono Studios Darth Vader from Rebels. I thought this would have had a genuine leather suit. I don't believe it does. Oh, a battle. Maybe that is a battle droid tease. That's a good eye, Clinton. I didn't see that. Let's see. This one I don't believe is limited either, which makes sense. And I believe we've only seen like a tease of this, so this is the full reveal outside of. I think this one was at Celebration. This doesn't look particularly polished to me. I can't imagine it would take the photographer more than 3 minutes to just steam out that robe. Make it a little less like this stuff right here. That's all stuff you can get out with Steam, and I don't think they're presenting it, you know, as well as they could. But yeah, this one's interesting. I don't know. I felt like his torso looked a little bit bigger in Rebels. But yeah, this is really cool. The eyes are really cool because in Rebels they were super red, which I did like. Yeah, this is really cool. It's got that really thin blade. Kaiju Daddy says it's a must buy. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm wondering what are these little red circles around the silver parts? I don't recall those being red in Rebels. I thought they were gray, but let's look. Rebels, Darth Vader. I feel like the best look that you get of Darth Vader is when he's fighting Kanan and Ezra. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not sure what those little red circles are, because this is the Topps trading card, and I don't see those circles on the belt. I would say perhaps the eyes might be maybe a little too red also, if this is the official like character art. But yeah, his torso, I feel it's broader than it is on the figure. Like that's much more red than I think it needs to be. I do like it. I think I would prefer it to be more red, but you know, I think if you're nitpicking here, I think that's something to nitpick. And those buttons, I don't know why they're outlined in red. Let me see if I can find... No, that's the Hot Toys photo. Let's see. I really don't want to play a clip because then the video's gonna get claimed, and I really don't want that to happen. Let's see. This is another from the wiki also. Yeah, I have no idea why they outline like the perimeter of those silver buttons in red. Yeah, and yeah, you're right, Danny. The eyes are much more subtle. In my mind's eye, I felt like they were more red, but yeah, looking at the reference. And then also, like, again, if we're being really hypercritical, it's white, maybe like a light gray and then dark gray, it looks like. Or what is this? Maybe, okay, maybe, yeah, so maybe like a light gray, medium gray, dark gray, blue. Yeah, I give Hot Toys the color there on these buttons here. I would say maybe, you know, again, if we're being nitpicky, this part here is a little more pointed on the sternum armor, I think. But damn, I don't know why they put so much red on this dude. They got like fucking red circles on this belt. The eyes are super red. I could live with the eyes, but the random red circles on the belt, I don't understand. I want to say historically on all the Hot Toys Vaders that I've seen, the green buttons usually light up, but I've never seen any of these light up on like in the shows or in the movie or in the figures, I believe. So I think it needs a little bit of finessing, to be honest. More Darth Maul concept art. I honestly don't give a fuck to talk about that, to be honest. This is a figure here, the Elite Squad Trooper, that was leaked this morning, or I guess Thursday morning. This one is limited to 250 sets, which is crazy because if you were going to get Imperial Crosshair in the show, I think there was four of these troopers in the show plus Crosshair to make a five-man fire team. It was either 3 or 4 of these. I would also say that perhaps the armor is a bit too weathered. If that's what that is, I don't know if this is meant to be like a digital camo, but I thought it was just gray, like a blackish gray in the show. At least that's how it was on the Black series. But 250 units of this is crazy. I do like that it comes with this little pad here, and I do like that it comes with the rotary blaster. I think those are really cool. But yeah, I don't know. The armor just looks kind of weird to me in terms of the color. And I think a lot of people are speculating that because of this, we're going to see an Imperial Crosshair, which, again, if you're going to see an Imperial Crosshair, I think you'd want these to be a regular release, excuse me, to army builds. So, I don't know. I'm a bit conflicted on this one. I really like the visor, though. I like that green. Looks really good. Yeah, you're right, Danny. They'll probably find a way to reissue it. Right? It's going to show up in fucking Andor or something, and then they're going to fucking find a way. Yeah, this looks cool. I just can't believe that it's limited to 250. And then we got Delta Squad Boss. I don't believe this one's limited. Let me double check the translation. Oh, this one is 400. So Scorch was limited as well. And Boss being limited, I think, is just again a weird play. And I thought it was weird when Scorch was limited. Also, out of nowhere, we get 3 of these fucking data pads. That's kind of crazy to me. Someone mentioned it earlier in the comments, and yeah, that's quite a bit. I like Boss. Boss was always my favorite in the original the Republic Commando game. Yeah, this is really cool. You got the Imperial Commando in the back. You got Scorch there. And they did tease the full 4. But I really think that that this needs, and I know it's like probably too late for that, but I think all of them need a regular release that's not limited. And I really don't know what you would take from this to make it not limited. But yeah, it looks good. I have no complaints about this one. I'm not the most expert on the armor, and I know there's people that are gonna sit there and nitpick this armor, but like Vader, I have a pretty good eye for. This I do not. Yeah, Curtis, I want the data pads. Dude, there's three data pads tonight. Dude, this is fucking data pad day, bro. I guess the one thing I don't understand, let me see. HK 1690 to US dollars. Okay, so yeah, so 1690 is the retail price. So Poe is 217.91. Jar Jar is, what is he, 1730? 730. 223, and this is obviously before any sort of sideshow slash tariff slash whatever. 1330 for Vader, which is 170, 190. Boss is 1580, as is the Trooper. Let's see, 1580, 203, and Maul 1780, which is about 230. Yeah, not to me, of course. Yeah, that's crazy. I honestly thought this was like Chat GPT or something. I had to actually like, I was like, I'm not gonna go live unless Hot Toys posts it, and sure enough, they had posted it on or at least some of the stuff on their official page, and at that point I was like, okay, we can go live now. I think the only one on the official page that hasn't posted yet is I think it's Poe. Yeah, not yet. But yeah, that's really crazy. It reminds me of a few years ago. I think it was the day that we got like the clone pilot. Whatever we got that day, it was like bang, 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 like just a bunch back to back to back. But yeah, I'm curious if you're watching live or like later, if there's a particular release that you love, particular release that you hate. It's pretty fucking strong, honestly. Pretty strong. May the 4th play by Hot Toys. I would say I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I guess you could say that Vader in some ways is OT character, but it's the Rebels version. I would say I'm kind of surprised that we don't have an actual like a mainline like a Han Solo or some type of major original trilogy character. I think that's if I had to give a complaint. And then I think my second complaint would be limiting a clearly troop building figure, like okay, maybe Boss, if you're gonna make Boss limited, okay, like I guess like no one's army building Boss, but the Elite Squad Trooper being limited to fucking, what is it, 250? That's crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. What's up, Mario? That's so crazy to me, like. And I guess like I don't know how many people would really buy this, but like the second Imperial Crosshair gets announced, like this thing is gonna go crazy in value. Is it 1500 or 150? Let me hang on. Let me double check. The translation says 150, but I'm also relying on. Oh, this is 250 sets. Kaiju, what are you talking about? This is what I'm going off of is the translation for the Elite Squad Trooper. Was it 1500? It says 250 here. Oh, maybe you're right, Clinton. Maybe it's not an immediate release number. Okay, so maybe that's right. That's interesting. 15 sounds much better because 250 is like, dude, that's a shockingly low number for a army build type character. So I guess what is Boss then? Because Boss is 400. So is he what, like 4,000 worldwide? I wonder. But damn, if you think about Celebration plus this, that's like, I guess if you subtract Mole, that's like what, like 9 exclusives like in 2 weeks. That's crazy. Yeah, because you had these ones here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess they didn't consider Mole an I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Poe is crazy to me though. Honestly, like, I think the only thing more shocking than a Poe coming from the graveyard, excuse me, would probably be that's what I'm saying, Mario. That thing is like fucking 5 years old, dude. I think the only thing that would be more surprising to me personally, other than Poe within the Star Wars realm, is a Bespin Han, because I feel like they've teased that for years. I think it was the Bespin Leia. I think he was in the background of those solicitation photos. Let me see if I can find it. I'm almost certain that he was, and I feel like that was a long time ago. Let's see. Yeah, this would be the only thing that would be more shocking than a Poe. Or I guess maybe Baze might be shocking too. Oh yeah, 10-year TFA anniversary. I didn't think about that. Yeah, but Hot Toys is weird. They don't, like, I don't know. I feel like they do and they don't celebrate anniversaries pretty well. But that's crazy, dude. Yeah, episode 9 zombie pulps would be cool. Death Star Commando. That's a really good one, Kaiju. That one's super old. Yeah, that might have been like right after we started doing the show. That's a really old one. Actually, I'm gonna pull that up next. And I know Danny Lee really wants that one. Death Star Commander Hot Toys. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, this picture, dude. This thing has been like, you know, I don't even know how long this has been, dude. This is like, you know, if you know, you know, like, that's crazy. Yeah, I think you might be right, Mario. Like 20, yeah, I would say at least 2015. Yeah, that's that. I think that might be the only graveyard figure older. Yeah. Huh. I'm kind of surprised, given that Andor is going on right now, like season 2, that they didn't give us some Andor announcement. Hot Twist took too long. Yeah, Celebration Anaheim. Yeah, that's exactly where it was. Yeah, I don't know. That's what a night, man. I was saying earlier, Mario, I don't know if you were here, but it reminds me, I think you were on that night, but it was that night that Hot Toys, like, I think we were doing an After Dark, or maybe it was the main show, but like we kept refreshing and there kept being like new stuff. It was like, tonight reminded me of that. I'm just shocked that there's a Poe. To me, that's pretty crazy. The tan regular battle droid has been on RCP since 2019 and it's killing me. Yeah, that's kind of shocking too, because the tan one is like a huge part of you know, obviously, of episode 1. Is that what was in this photo? Let's go back here. I think I'm almost done with this live. I think I've touched them all. But is that the, oh, it is the tan one. Or it's a little darker, but I'm pretty sure that's a tease for that, right? But I've never seen them. Well, no, I guess I take it back, because they just did that. I just showed a picture with Bespin Han, but like, that's the whole torso. Yeah. May the 4th from a couple years ago, even last year's. Yeah, the Dark Side event was pretty cool. I don't know, Clinton. I really genuinely feel like there's got to be an OT announcement. You know, Vader, you know, is obviously an OT character, but actually the tan looks pretty good here. Oh, and it's like the whole body too, not just like a little diorama piece. But Vader's Rebels, and I'd like to see, something proper, original trilogy. If it's Death Star Trooper Commander, that's crazy though. But yeah, I'm still unsure how I feel about the seamless arms, the silicone. I think we'll have to see if these, last long, and then also because they're pretty thin, if if they're going to be single jointed, and how how much durability that they'll have. Yeah, Mario says, I wish they would announce OT. It's like they don't have much love for OT anymore. When was the last original trilogy figure? Was it? Man, that seems like a long time ago, but let's just scroll. Let's see how long we have to scroll. If it ends up being too long, we'll just not do it. And I would say excluding the Vader from this weekend, because that's kind of just like a whatever figure. What was the last original trilogy Star Wars figure that we got? Was it Return of the Jedi Han? Oh, the TIE Pilot. Okay, yeah, okay. So how long ago was that? I feel like that wasn't that long ago. But also, was it the TIE Pilot from the... Oh, it was, because it had the two backpacks. The two different backpack styles. Yeah, I remember that. Let's see, how long ago was that? Yeah, Chewbacca wasn't too long ago. Yeah, give me a fucking Hoth Han with the Bespin jacket underneath. Like, Yeah, I don't really count that because that's Rebels. Here we go, March 4th. So it's not been that long, but... What was it before that? So that's March 4th. Seems like we're going back in a fucking time machine. Maybe Chewbacca, that's what the chat was saying. My fingy's hurting from scrolling so much. All that Kamen Rider. Blade? The only Blade, bro. Huh. Chewbacca, yeah. Or... Was it Andor Han? Or, yeah, Andor Han and Chewbacca at the same time? I don't remember. Let's see. These are blogger photos. That doesn't count. Let's see. What is before that? And I think we'll end it after that. Darth Malgus. That was a pretty cool one. God damn, they do post quite a bit. I'll say that. What did I comment? Oh, I thought that was my comment. Wolf. That was a cool drop. Holy fuck, we're back in December, boys. Damn, Range Trooper was just like 4 months ago. I guess like 5 months. Yeah, I think it might be Chewbacca. I'm almost certain. Yeah, Return of the Jedi Han and ESP. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm just curious. Now that I've scrolled this fucking far down, I just want to get a date on it, and then we can cut this one off. See, I think this portrait's much better than the Poe that we just saw. If I do say so myself. But let's scroll a little bit longer. What's up, Mitchell? Dude, a Wampa would be crazy by Hot Toys. I feel like they could do it too. Make it a deluxe figure. God damn, I didn't think I was gonna be scrolling this fucking long. Let's see. I could also just search it, but I think at this point I've already committed to the bit. I'm also... I don't know, I don't really want to search it. Hot Toys is hard to search for when you're looking for a specific figure. It's very clunky. Damn, they did this figure dirty, bro. With the new version, I think. Damn, was that long ago? I could also just look in the photos of my phone because I'm 100% sure it's still my photo album. Let me open up a new tab. Let me see if I can just fucking search that. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's a good tip, I'm an old man, Mario. I don't know these things. This is a young man's game. Let's see, Chewbacca Hot Toys. When was that? There's no way it's that long, bro. Oh wait, no, that's. There's no way that's the last figure, bro. There's no way. Han Return of the Jedi was February 2024. That's the last figure, bro? Is that what that is? Let me do Mario's tip. Let's see all photos. Let's go to albums. Well, I feel stupid. I didn't know you could do this. Let's see. Pro tip for Mario. Oh, this is much better. It's like I have a time machine now. Plo Koon. Damn, if it was that long ago, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Yeah, they really don't fuck with the original trilogy anymore, I guess. Yeah. Chewbacca, which I believe was August 2024. When was this posted? Yeah, August 2024. Huh. Wow. So then it was that, then the TIE Fighter pilot from episode 4. Interesting. I did not realize it had been that long. But anyways, well, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you liked the quick look at some of the exclusives. I feel like there's got to be an original trilogy somewhere in the mix at some point, but I wouldn't hold my breath for it. Be a Han, though, that'd be cool. But I feel like it would be cool and also really annoying. Like if you bought in February 2024, they did the Return of the Jedi Han, but if you bought that figure and then before it's released, they announced the Bespin. I mean, they're two completely different looks, but I could see people being annoyed with that. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Love you. Have a good night. Be safe. Have a good weekend. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, guys.